Traveling between Tashkent and Samarkand offers a fascinating view of Uzbekistan's landscapes, villages, and traditional lifestyle. The journey of about 300 kilometers reveals many scenes of nature, agriculture, and traditional culture along the road. Here, this is the main bus terminal from where the buses to all major cities of Uzbekistan move. It is the cheapest, safest, and tiring journey if you travel by bus because you not only observe the landscape but also you come across to different towns, cities, and stations in the way where you can leave the bus for a while and enjoy the local vibe. Leaving Tashkent, you observe wide boulevards, apartment blocks, and industrial areas gradually fade into quieter suburbs. Modern roads, rail lines, and irrigation canals run parallel to this highway. In fact, it is a dream journey. Soon the scenery becomes rural. You observe not only the huge structure of the agrarian setups, but also large fields like cotton and wheat fields stretch across the plains. Also, you observe irrigation channels built during Soviet era that bring water to the farmland, and you observe farmers often tending crops and driving the tractors and the other activities in order to grow the crops. This road, on both sides of this road, you observe a wonderful daily life activities. It is not only that you observe the buildings and the infrastructure, but you also observe orchards and fruit gardens. Many orchards appear along the road, especially apricot, peach, apple, and mulberry trees grow in green rows. During harvest season, trucks loaded with fruits travel towards city markets. Small Uzbek villages stand beside the highway. Houses are usually built with brick or clay walls and surrounded by tall gates and shady courtyards. Inside these courtyards, families grow vegetables and keep grapes, wines, and flowers. That is a common tradition here in Uzbekistan. It is not only you observe or you see these items, but if you arrive here in the peak season, you observe the aroma the scent of freshly prepared fruits everywhere. On the other hand, it is a wonderful to observe daily life of the local people. People in villages live at a calm rhythm. Elderly men gather in small groups discussing news while women carry baskets of vegetables or bread. Children ride bicycles, walk to school, or play beside the dusty roads. Along the route, travelers find local chaikhanas where people rest under wooden terraces and drink green tea. It is a traditional tea, often served with many other items. Visitors can enjoy dishes such as plow, kebab, fresh salad, and the famous round Uzbek bread known as naan. All these enjoyable activities are possible only if you travel by road. That is why it is highly recommended that if you have a time, it is a better approach not only to be economical, but you deeply enjoy the social and cultural activities in Uzbekistan. Also, there are a lot of roadside stalls display piles of melons, watermelons, grapes, almonds, and raisins. Vendors arrange fruit in bright pyramids to attract travelers. Now we are getting very close to Samarkand. Here, ultimately, we have reached in Samarkand. Here is our hostel, and it's the compound of the hostel. Remember that most of the people have converted their houses or the courtyards into the hostels. These are not only cheapest but also provide a lot of facilities. You feel that you are enjoying a different lifestyle, the lifestyle the local enjoy. In this way, you deeply immerse into the traditions and social life of local people. Here, it's a very common tradition that fruit plants are grown in every compound, especially apple, pomegranate, apricot, and grapes are very common in every house. These fruits are highly tasty, nutritious, and have a wonderful aroma. The local says that this is because of the specific weather, soil, and the composition of water and minerals in the soil that generate this genre of fruit you will never find anywhere in the world. You enjoy a lot of time while wandering through these orchards, especially during the evening time. You, along with your fellow travelers, make a special arrangement while sitting outside the rooms and being in this compound. Now here you see wonderful apricots, highly delicious, highly tasty. The locals offer to taste their fruit and they feel happy in this way. Huge variety of every type of fruit is available here, and mostly these are naturally grown. As you get in the Samarkand, the land feels historically rich. The region once flourished during the era of Timur, whose empire made Samarkand a center of culture, trade, and architecture. Still, you see, the streets and walkways are wonderful everywhere in Samarkand. Keep moving, you will enjoy not only the street life but also observe that how peacefully and calmly local reside here. They enjoy a very peaceful rhythm of the life, and that is the beauty of Samarkand people. There is no rush, no hurry, even on the main roads. They are always in the relaxed mood. Now, friend, comes to Russian lesson 49. That is basically the continuity of Russian lesson 48. Here, basically, we have the adjectives paired with the corresponding nouns. As you know that we have four types of adjectives. So, based upon the ending of the nouns, every type of adjective is associated with its noun. Now, first column represents the masculine. Here we start, let's say, number one, krasive gorod, because gorod is masculine. That is why we have added or joined the masculine adjective. Next, in the feminine column, you see that becomes as krasiva ulitsa. Ulitsa, at the end of ulitsa is indicating it is feminine. That is why we have slightly changed the adjective and it has become as krasiva. Next comes neuter, and here we read it as krasiva zdanie. A or ye at the end of zdanie indicate that it is neuter. So that is why we have slightly changed adjective as krasiva. Similarly, in the plural column, we see that gorda. Remember that gorda is a plural. That is why we have joined adjective that represents the plural form krasive gorda. So in this way, you can basically have you have basically a single adjective, but it slightly changes according to its gender form, depending upon the nouns. So while keeping this pattern in your mind, you can easily, very quickly learn all these words, and the best practice is to keep practicing as you have the time. Now we read some of the words from Let's say to Bolshoi Dom. It is also masculine. Remember that the ending of masculine is ye or e. We have discussed it in previous section. Next in feminine, Bolshoi Ploshchat. Remember that the soft sign at the end of Ploshchat indicate it is a feminine. So that is why it is Ploshchai. Next, Bolshoi Okna. In plural, it becomes Bolshie Doma. Doma is plural. 3. Malinke Irabunok. Feminine, Malinkai Drivia. Malinkai Drivnia. Neuter, Malinkai Azira. Lake. It means lake. Azira, lake. And plural, Malinkie DT. Kids. DT means kids. So, actual thing is that you may find some of the words you already know because we have studied in detail, but if new words are there you can find their meaning. But the actual thing is that always remember the pairing. That is the best strategy to keep learning and developing the expertise in Russian language. So keep learning and keep enjoying, friends. It is very simple.